Oh, that's what I gotta do. I forgot to do the final little click. Oh, yeah, yeah. I haven't streamed in a long time either. Got a good buzz going. Just coming out of Blunt Jams. Been telling this story over and over and over for days and days and days. I'm finally home. Feeling pretty good. I kind of put a whole bunch of the information right into the description, actually. Uh, yeah. Oh, I chopped the girls. I chopped the girls down. Oh, this thing you can, let's see if I can share. Oh, I don't even see what's going on YouTube. Oh, hey, guys. Hey, yeah, I've been in the hospital. I'm just going to tell you guys the story. Let me tell you guys a story about a man named Stoner. Okay, Saturday night, I went and chopped down the girls. Well, let's see if I got some pictures here somewhere I can show you guys. Where do I get to them? I know this lets you share stuff. Got to make sure I don't. But anyway, I chopped them down. Since I had chopped them down Saturday night. I chopped down the first white widow plants, and you guys want? Oh, let me turn on my black lights. That's what I should do. Let me turn on the black light. Where is it? I hadn't been here in a while. Except for usually. Oh, forgot where the switch was. There's one switch. I got the. Oh, cool. Oh, here's another black light. Yep, I've been in the hospital since Monday, but Saturday night after I chopped the girls down, where's the switch on this? God, you see what I do? I turn this shit on and don't turn it off. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I had cut them down to dry. Oh, I guess what I was looking for. There we go. That looks pretty good. I guess, there's that chair. Oh, but then I'll be too far away. Oh, even the speakers, my mic isn't in the right spot. Oh, I can put some music on here or something. Oh, well, they're all dry. I smoked some of it earlier. I chopped them down Saturday night. And the plan, I thought I had it figured out how to get them to dry right. But I started throwing up Saturday night, and I retched all Saturday night. No sleep. Like from midnight till 6 a.m. or so, 6 or 7 a.m. And then I was finally able to lay down and rest for a while. And maybe I should put some. Oh, I wonder. Here, let me check something out. This is what I want to do. Can I? Oh, I need to open up a tab first for this. There we go. Let me see if I can do this. There we go. I'll share this. So you'll end up seeing more pictures than I want you to see, but that's okay. This is a little, I can always delete it anyway. Now how do I get back? Where's StreamYards? Oh, here's StreamYards. Oh, anyway, here's the share button. Share a screen. Which screen? A Chrome tab. Oh, I hadn't done this in a while. Photos. Google Photos. Okay, so, oh, that's what I can do. So this is what I did Saturday night. That's what I chopped down Saturday night. And that was Saturday night when I took that picture, when it was all nice and moist and sticky and smelly. Oh, yeah, it was fucking awesome. And it's but then like about 2 hours later or so, it took a long time to trim that. There was a lot of green leaves. I put it all in bags because I'm going to attempt to make some edibles. But yeah, and I kind of got off track of what I had planned on talking about. But anyway, so wretched till basically all Sunday was just threw up all day long. No, that's just one of them. That one plant gave me 61 grams. I got 2 ounces off of that plant, and the other one looks bigger and juicier, and I hadn't chopped it down. The first one was so much work chopping it down, I was going to let the other one go a couple more days. But anyway, let me put a different picture on here. Oh, how do I do that? That's about it. But this is what there we go. I'll just do that. That's how I've been for like the last several days. No, that's one plant. So it looks like I'm going to get a quarter pound off of those two plants. Oh yeah. Well, I had never had any of it. No, that didn't do it. No. How about that? There we go. That's how I want it to look. Like it really makes a difference at all. Yeah. Oh, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I mean, I got it to. I mean, I like to support everybody. I bought Ghana's coloring book. I bought CDs, and and especially when it's real easy to get a hold of. And yeah, and I actually have the like I have a copy of a short story of his called it's good. I don't it's been so many years since I've read, but it's almost a trip when I really think about this, because this showed up about 4 hours before I went to ER. So I was sick all day Sunday. Couldn't eat anything. I'm a diabetic. My blood sugar was like really, really high. And you know how when you get sick, when I was retching, I thought it was food poisoning. I mean, they really don't know what it is, to be honest. Excellent. It's good. It took me a little while to get into it. Started picking up about chapter 3, and then chapter 4 got me interested. And I don't read anymore because I didn't even have my glasses at the yeah, I got a good buzz going. You guys got a good buzz going? I got a good buzz going. Oh yeah, that's why I decided to do this. Oh, there was a lot of shit that. Okay, let me tell you about my fight. Okay, so first I was sick, 24 hours of just the most miserable, throwing up, nothing, basically. So I was just drinking water because, yeah, it just starts burning. It's like my throat's on fire, throwing up, I mean, hot, just cold sweats and shivering, just back and forth, over and over and over. And I just thought it was food poisoning. I've had food poisoning before, and usually a couple hours of that, 2, 3, 4 hours, 6 hours max, and then you finally can relax and get some rest. And then when you finally get up, you feel okay. Not the best, you feel okay, and you can get going about your business, and you get over it. This didn't do that. That's what I kept expecting. So I just kept trying to guzzle water, and then just kept, trying to get it out until I was just like totally exhausted. Like I didn't sleep. So yeah, I got like 2 hours of sleep before all this shit happened. And then maybe an hour once in a while. Every time I laid down to try and get some rest because I was so exhausted, yeah, I just feel like I had to puke again, but there was nothing to puke up. So it just, and that went on forever. And then finally called my kids up Sunday night, I've just been sick so too fucking long. What should I do? And I mean, I didn't want to go into the hospital or anything. I didn't I mean, now that I've been there and everything, I know why I hate hospitals so much. Um, but I fought my fight and I won my fight and I came out the champion. All the doctors and nurses and they were coming into my room there at the hospital. Finally, go, oh yeah, and check out what this guy's got. Um, and so I show them off my pump and how I control my insulin because that's the number one thing that. So I got all this sickness and everything, and it's fine. I didn't want to go in. I got online to try and do an online appointment to see, is this food poisoning? Is it stomach flu? Do I need to go in? What do I need to do? And my kids came over, tried some Pepto-Bismol Sunday night, and it seemed like I still got a little bit sick, but it settled it enough to where I didn't feel like throwing up, and I was able to sleep. And I pretty much managed to sleep all Sunday night, and then Monday morning I got up and let's see if I can eat. Take a bite of oatmeal. No, then the whole retching thing. I mean, I didn't throw up. I felt like throwing up all day. I'd try and eat a little bit of something. And I'm a diabetic, but this pump and everything lets me see exactly what's going on. I've been a diabetic for so damn long that here, I'll show you this. So I'd show them the pump, and most people had never seen it. But anyway, in the ER was where the first fight. So finally I agreed to go to the ER because my temperature was 95 something. I've had all my shots. You think, is this COVID? What's going on? I mean, I hadn't been exposed to anybody. Friday I went out, was in a crowded restaurant, had a good time. And, but surprisingly, I was like lit. Nobody was coughing. I didn't hear anybody sneeze. Everybody was having birthday parties, lots of singing and stuff going on. And so I didn't think it could be COVID. I thought it was food poisoning and maybe stomach flu. But when my daughter, she works at the hospital. She does American Sign Language. So she is exposed to all this stuff. She knows how the doctors talk, and she knows everything that you can do there. So remember, anytime you're in a hospital or an ER, you are part of the treatment. I mean, remember that. Don't let them make you do something you really don't want to do. But anyway, at some point, maybe I'll make a point here. But my temperature was just over 95, and she knows that if it's under 95, you need to be in ER. You need to, anything under, So I was having my temperature got too low, and then my son had come over to check on me, so this was later. So Sunday night, he brought me the little Pepto-Bismol and some electrolytes and things to bring up my fluids and shit. And I was able to get a little bit of that down, some broth. And, he brought me like a big old care package because I wanted to take care of myself. Stubborn. I don't want to go to the hospital. Every time I go to the hospital, they fuck up my diabetes and my insulin. It's a roller coaster ride, and that's what it is. It's just a fucking stupid roller coaster ride of high blood sugar, low blood sugar, critical low, critical high. They just fuck me all up. So that's why I don't like going in. But when my temperature, so I got online and I was trying to make the online visit, and that was fucking ridiculous. I mean, I finally got through and did it, and then my son showed up. This is Monday night. I hadn't eaten in 2 days. Monday night, he's over here trying to decide what to do. Do you want to? So I looked up where all the urgent cares were and the ERs, and I still didn't want to do it. And then I got on the phone with my daughter again and did my temperature. Well, maybe is the thermometer right? Well, I didn't even realize that it snowed really bad while I was in there. But he had come over and it was really cold. So he did a little temperature on his hand, and then did, well, basically did his temperature and my temperature, and it wasn't that far off. In the end, it may have been inaccurate because it's just one of those cheap ones. So anyway, that was what made me decide, okay, let's just go to the ER. So we went to the closest ER, and it was pretty cool. My son had been in there a bunch of times when he was using a lot. But now, I mean, he's cleaned up big time. He is a counselor now. So yeah, he came and picked me up and took me to the ER, and I got in there surprisingly fast. But the very first thing that they wanted to do, well, they kept me, not right away, but after I'd been in there for a while, first they give me, I don't know what, they gave me blood thinners. I didn't even realize that they'd given me blood thinners until today. First thing they did was they gave me blood thinners. Then they gave me the stuff for nausea and stuff, and then 2 bags of fluids. But so, I'd been feeling like throwing, so I don't feel like throwing up anymore. That's good. And took a blood test, and then they sent me through the CT scanner. CT, yeah. CAT scanner, yeah. Then they put me through the CAT scanner, and then told me that my bladder was unusually full. So she asked me if I'd peed. Well, man, I drank that day that I was vomiting so much. I must have drank enough water to drown someone, like 10 bottles of water or something, or tried to drink it. Most of it came out, but my bladder was totally full. So she told me to go try and pee. I went, I didn't know but anyway, so I went and I peed, and then they came back and put a catheter up me, drained a liter out of me even after I'd peed as much as I could. But man, I'd been like under a lot of stress and shit. And then all of a sudden, they're wanting to take they tell me I'm going to the hospital. As soon as there's a room available, they're sending me to the hospital because they want to run some tests. And then they try to disconnect all my diabetes equipment. I am basically partial cyborg. Oh, I'm glad you came up, because a lot of this stuff is for you. Because, yeah, especially with the stuff that I got, whenever you go into the hospital, they are the ones that are fucking up your diabetes, because it was a battle for me in ER. But the floor nurse, this guy, born same year I am, and he's just all amazed about me. But anyway, so any chance that he got, he came in there and was, because, yeah, they came over to try and take the stuff off. I went, hell no, you're not. You take any of this shit off, and I'm fucking ripping these IVs out, and I'm walking out the front door. Every time I have been in the hospital, you guys get me on a roller coaster ride, and I'm fearful of low blood sugars because you guys don't know what the fuck you're doing. This pump that I've got here is smarter than any human being, and you guys can't even start to match. And so, yeah, started off that night with, as soon as they told me I was going to the hospital, it's like, take it off. I said, fuck you. And so I had a big fight there with them. So they said, okay. So remember, if any staff tries to tell you to do something and you're not comfortable with it, don't let them do it until you talk to the doctor. But anyway, I got the head nurse, once I explained why, I mean, in retrospect, I see why they have to do it that way. But basically, when you're in a hospital and you have diabetes, the nurses and the people that are taking care of you have a one-size-fits-all protocol for how to treat you. So, for example, for me, if my blood sugar was over 188, I mean, this was after I made friends with the guy. They agreed with me and I explained to it. And the guy that I was talking to is my age, asking me all about retirement and all kinds of, I mean, I ended up having a good time, but it was a fight the whole way. But I did have, my daughter works there. So after that happened and I talked to her, so anytime the doctors came in, boom, if she was available, she was on speakerphone, because anytime she always has like this big old long, what medicine did they give? I don't know. What did they do? I don't know. And so I was like, and she's caught up. So that was perfect. So she was able to ask the questions. As far as all the medications and the details, but she explained to me, it was really cool. So after the ER, it was like another 24-hour wait before a room opened up. Yeah, so I basically had a room in the ER, which is this little narrow bed, so uncut. Just, so I was there 24 hours. I mean, I had a big old fight with him, explained to him how to do the pump and how it works, and the head nurse in the ER, after I spent like 45 minutes with him, he was like, wow, I've learned more tonight than I have learned in 30 years of ER. 30, no, 20. And, he just told me that he learned more from me than he has learned in all the time that he has been in the ER. Oh yeah, I was like, fuck you. I mean, I'm a type 1, so you have, so but anyway, I had to explain the whole thing. So yeah, he was, anytime he had a chance, he came back in there. He had a big Batman on his button. I showed him my artwork. I had one of my sketchbooks in there. Had a really good time with that guy. And but it was just like forever, can I have anything to eat? Can I have anything to eat? Did I mute myself? Oh, no, I'm not muted. What did I see? What happened? Well, she's, she does sign language. She's an American Sign Language. And actually, they did not have any interpreters working for them. They contracted them out all the time. Oh, yeah, they do. It's, and Saturday night was the last time I ate. And I was assuming it was food poisoning. I don't think it was. I'm not exactly sure what it was. But apparently I have some other condition that caused this. And I'm just, I've just been thinking real hard about what could have caused it. I'm like, what do you call it when you, I'm trying to de-engineer it. Oh, okay. You were muted. You had me scared there for a minute, Hannah. I think you guys have seen enough of me. Let me see. Do I have any videos in it? Oh, yeah. I better have a video in that tab. Yes. I'm sure I've got a video in that tab. Hopefully it's muted. Oh, yeah. This is all my shit from forever. You gotta do something. Something that'll loop. No, probably nothing really. Here we go. I'll watch some of Mark. Oh, this is a good little 10-second loop. I like this one. I can adjust the volume. Thanks for letting us in the quantum buzz, Brad.
No worries.
How do you feel, Mark?
Not really feeling myself.
Oh. Thanks for letting us in the quantum buzz, Brad. How do you feel, Mark?
Not really.
No, let me see what that. That's making me laugh. Thanks for letting us in the quantum buzz, Brad. How do you feel, Mark?
Oh, that makes you almost feel like you're in the bus, huh?
Thanks for
Oh, here we go. Here's a good one.
All right. What do you think?
Must be
Are you ready to-
or something, man?
And he enters the portal.
I'm over here, man. Seriously, dude, there's a place for everybody to put. This is what I was sleeping in. Park right here during harvest, man.
Oh, nice.
Right? So I could sleep on this one.
That's what I did.
For sure.
And I had, before we got different alarm set up, I had the old fashioned wires, hooked up to long hair fishing wires.
Yeah. Oh, that,
Right
is
there.
there some way I can make that as a...
Who's that guy back over there? What's this? What's this?
It's probably none of your business, dude.
Okay, if you say it's none of your business, I believe it's none of your business.
Oh, this is
I don't
inter...
know how I-
Oh, what did I do? I just interrupted my story. A big old
In
long
the skateboard world,
stoner.
they just switch filmers real quick to
Oh.
play Game Escape. That's how you do it.
And I tell you what, watching all those things, whoever's doing the filming needs to be credited.
Yeah,
'Cause actually
there's some
doing
sick
the
filming because
is
you know they're rolling
I
and
know.
they're down so across. Look at it.
Well, yeah, they're usually like rolling right behind them
I
there.
don't know how you want to run on the film.
All right, so anybody that sees this in the future, we have entered the quantum portal.
I'm somewhere to the left.
All right, what do you think?
Must be
Are you ready to-
rattles or something, man.
Oh, I'm having too much fun with it. I'm
We
pretty
entered
stoned.
the
I hope I'm
portal.
not losing. I hope I'm not losing you guys.
I'm over here.
Here, let me do this, and I'll just try and start telling my story again. Okay, so where was I? Anybody remember where I was? Okay, so had to fight in the ER. Well, first I was in the pits of hell, throwing up for 24 hours. My whole insides are on fire. Thought I was gonna die, but I knew I wouldn't. Can I do that? Yeah, I'll do that. Oh boy. I'm having a good time. So glad to be home. So yeah, it was miserable. I got a lot of good stories. So anyway, you got to make the best. Oh yeah, that is the cannabis limousine. The dispensary where Brad works. When they have VIPs, they go for a ride around Oklahoma City in this thing. And we got the ride of a lifetime. It was fucking badass awesome. Hardly believe that we were even able to do that shit. But man, it was amazing. Anyway, so I had my big fights with them at the ER until they finally gave in. And the primary nurse, they actually sent those orders to the hospital, so that But I was all prepared for the next fight. My daughter kind of coached me on the sorts of things that you have to say to get your way. So yeah, so I was going for it, and it was pretty good. I pretty much got my way on stuff. I only had one nurse that came in there, and I said, "Hey, I need what did I tell her I need?" I said, I just needed water. I just wanted water, or apple juice. I said, "Can I have some broth? Some broth or apple juice?" I hadn't thrown up. I hadn't thrown up since Monday morning. I mean, I threw up a little bit before I went in, but that was because I just felt so sick. Sometimes you get to thinking that if you force yourself to throw up, you'll feel better. Because anytime I've thrown up before, you throw up a little bit and then you feel better. You know, that's why you're throwing up. There's something in there that's not supposed to be in there, so you got to get it out. So I tried a little bit, you know, trying to force myself, but couldn't get it. And then we went into the ER. So on the questionnaire, you know, it was like anyway, there was some order. Well, I mean, I couldn't eat anything. They were, I don't know what, after they sent me through the CT scan, oh, and put that catheter up there. I forgot. I didn't finish that story. Oh, and I wanted to tell you guys the story about watching South Park being in purgatory. It just cracked me up. I was up there just watching. I mean, I watched Gunsmoke. I watched, you know, when I was in the ER, I watched all kinds of crap. I didn't even pick up Jim's book until I got to the hospital and finally felt decent, you know. And I have so much trouble reading too. It was really, I mean, if you believe in some sort of greater power that just maybe, what is serendipity? Is serendipity, anyway, that Jim's book showed up just right before I went to the ER. And I showed it to my son before he took me to the ER. So here I am now at the ER. I don't know when I'm going to go. I didn't take anything with me. Just luckily I put on a pair of pants and didn't go in my sweatpants. I was really glad about that. I felt so miserable. I mean, and the clothes, I didn't even change my clothes, really. I was in a sweaty old t-shirt and being hot and cold and hot and cold and hot and cold for 24 hours, sweating and shaking and shivering and, you know, putting a jacket and a blanket over me or a heavy, and then taking it off because you're sweating and putting it back on. I did that for 24 hours and I stunk. I know I smelled horrible. But anyway, besides that, you know, where was I? Oh yeah, I get in there. I had my little fight. They put me through the CT. It wasn't until after they put a catheter. I've never had a catheter in me. It wasn't as bad as I was expecting. It was not pleasant, of course. And the aftermath was you have to work through afterwards. But they shoved it up me and as gently as they could, of course. And put that thing in there to draining. And I had that thing in me and I was, you know, seemed like everything was going fine. This was before I even had to fight about my Dexcom and stuff. And then I thought, well, I got a catheter in me. I felt like I had to pee after a while. I mean, it had been a little while, but I hit this little point where I felt like I had to pee. So I was like, can I do that with this? And I went, well, yeah, you should be able to. And I pissed all over myself. Like, what? So, yeah, that was another fucked up thing, too. Anyway, trying to get broth and stuff. So, first it was a fight for trying to get broth or juice and shit like that because they wanted to do my diabetic shit. And I was like, no. Yeah, I did have that fight because when it came to that, basically they got a protocol if I'm going to be there at any length of time. And so, yeah. That was fucked up. You know, and then they bring catheters, you know, they're trying to tell me to pee. It's like, so is my problem? Is it my bladder? So what kind of problem is that? So they bring me the catheter. So something to pee in. So I pee in this stuff and yeah, I filled up 2 of them while I was sitting there that day without the catheter up me. You know, they took the catheter out and, you know, he drained a liter. There was still another liter. They go and they do an ultrasound to see how much is in there. So when she put me through the CT, my bladder was, as far as they were saying, was the most full bladder they had ever seen, basically. Someone said that. I don't know who it was. Whoever saw like the results of the CAT scan. And then they asked me to go in there and pee. So I went and tried to pee myself. I mean, I'd been hunched over. I'm exhausted, blah, blah, blah. And I thought I peed good enough. And they come back in there. Let's do an ultrasound. And they did an ultrasound. And there's, I don't know, some of it kind of gets blurred up. So, yeah, I wet the bed. I had a catheter up me. It's very, anyway, got that all done. And then they got them to get my orders done, blah, 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 did all my fighting. And then it was like waiting. I've got a room in the ER waiting for a room at the hospital. And the hospital that they're going to take me to is way the hell off in Rio Rancho. And they're going to take me in an ambulance. So right away, boom, oh my God, ambulance. My son, it cost him $2,000. He got charged $2,000 for an ambulance ride. But, so yeah, I was all worried about that, and trying and saying, can I drive myself? Can I get someone to drive me? Trying to get a ride and trying to put orders, we got to talk to that. So I guess I had fought with them enough to where they didn't just come right out and say no. They just kind of gave me the sense that I could. And I was trying to make arrangements with my son and my daughter to do that. So, yeah, I kind of went through a little ordeal and bullshit to do that. I think when I finally agreed to do it, it was like, fuck it, I'll just take the ambulance. And who cares? I was like, I don't care how much it pays. Because my son said that they charged him $2,000 and he kept, like looking at it and didn't pay it and didn't pay it and didn't pay it. And sometime in the future, he got like a little forgiveness payment. So he only paid like a tenth of what the original bill was. But anyway, I think mine isn't considered ambulance. Mine was transport. So if I do get a bill for it, it's going to be very, very minimal. And I've already looked at all my charts. I mean, I paid my ER visit. my ER visit. They came in to collect the money before they even came and picked me up in the ambulance. Not too bad. I was expecting that to be a lot more for my whatever they did there. They charged me $120. Hopefully there wasn't some extra shit that'll show up, but it always does. So finally I waited. So yeah, I waited. Let's see. I got to the ER at 9:00 Monday night and left the ER for my room Tuesday. So Monday night is when I showed up. So it was like Tuesday morning at 2 a.m. They finally got me to the hospital. So I was with no food. I hadn't eaten anything since Saturday. This is no food. They'd hardly give me water. I fought to get some apple juice. And it's like I had to. And that was when I got my way as far as controlling my insulin. I had to go through this big old long explanation of how my automatic, my CGM, continuous blood glucose monitor, for those that don't understand that, communicates with my insulin pump and my smartphone so that you can monitor where your blood sugar is every 5 minutes. I know what's going on. I've been a diabetic since when I told them how I had to test myself in the old days, some of them like freaked out. Because you had to basically, do you ever in science, the litmus test paper, the litmus test? That's basically how you test your blood sugar. This is basically a litmus test. And urine. You pee into a cup. That's a whole story too. I've told so many stories. I've just been telling stories. It's like, and at the hospital I met Kyle Mooney. That was Kyle Mooney's doppelganger, I swear. I wish I'd taken a picture of him now that I think about it. But anyway, where was it? I'm trying. I want to try and do it in sequence so that I can. Oh, I know. I mean, I wasn't really hungry, but you know how psychological that can be. And if you're a diabetic, especially type 1, and you have no food, I mean, high blood sugar, I don't give a shit. You know, I've been a diabetic so long. High blood sugar, the only thing you have to worry about that is the long-term damage. You know, unless you're type 2. Type 2 is a whole nother thing. I don't understand type 2 at all. But just the glucose monitor by itself, this continuous glucose monitor, you begin to understand exactly how the food that you eat reacts with your body. So you know what you can eat, how much of it you can eat, and how it's going to, affect your blood sugar. Whereas these guys, like I say, they come in there, and it's like I told the guy after I explained how the pump works, because he's in there and he had to explain why he didn't do it. You can refuse anything, so that's something. You can refuse anything, but they document it. It gets documented, I mean, and they can't force you to do anything, but if you refuse it, it gets documented. And if they don't administer it, see, that's the other thing. They're going to get in a bunch of trouble if they don't do it. So they have to explain why they're not doing what you don't want them to do. And you don't want the explanation to be, he's an asshole. I'm feeling pretty good. I'm kind of feeling like I want to go get and since I hadn't had any weed in all this time, it doesn't take much. Oh, yeah. And those are the ones that are going to do the most damage. I don't eat white bread anymore. Very rarely do I eat white bread. Potatoes are my weakness too. I'll eat potatoes. But the difference between me and you, I'm type 1, so I'll go, oh, yeah, how many potatoes did I eat? Oh, yeah, that's 45 carbs. Here, get my little pump out there and type in, because the way that I deal with my diabetes is give myself insulin, because my pancreas doesn't produce insulin. Your pancreas doesn't know if it wants to produce it or not. It doesn't produce it right, is how type 2 works. Yes, that is what I have. You'll love it. That right there alone changed my life. When I got that, I managed to get my A1C down from like low 10s to the high 8s, low 9s, high 8s. And now that I've got my pump, I'm getting down even lower than that. The Dexcom G6 is what you need to use this. That's why they call my pump a tandem pump, because it works in tandem with the Dexcom G6. Hey, Stacy. Oh, yeah. Oh, well, that's why I went with StreamYards, because I thought you might. I mean, this is basically, well, you saw me so here, let me, I'm going to share the link. Oh, wait, no, how do I do that? Invite, here's a little invite. Okay. Here, I'm going to throw this in here. How do I do? Yeah, I hadn't used StreamYards in a long time. Paste. There we go. I'm just going to put it in there real quick so that Toby can get in here, and then I'm going to remove that. Oh, I guess I'll leave it on there. No, I'll leave it on there. Anybody that wants to join here, it's where you can leave your icon. I mean, just show me you in the into there because well, you can see how buzzed I am. I want to tell how far am I in? I haven't even gotten to the point where I pick up Jim's book and start reading. Oh, I don't have my camera here. Yeah, I guess it's not fair if I want you to put your camera on here. Let me switch my camera so that you can see my face. Camera. Oh, here we go. Let's see. Which one? Stream camera? Is that the one I want to go with? Yeah, that'll be the one. Oh, I don't know if I like that look of me or not. Maybe I'll just do this. Yeah, I think I'll go back to my other camera. I mean, I did finally settle in and it turned into a staycation. Oh, that's why I turned the screen on. Turned into a staycation. But anyway, where was I? Oh, I guess you don't have to get on here, Toby. I kind of put that. I'm going to go ahead. I didn't. Yeah, I'm going to leave it up there if anybody feels like, or should I, maybe I should just pin it because if somebody else can get in here and, what is this show? Oh, is that how that worked? I hadn't seen that before. Oh, that's cool. That's the first time I ever did that. Oh, yeah. For sure. Oh, okay. That's a good idea. Maybe I'll do that. Let me, I don't like this camera. I just feel I look like crap. Usually don't give a shit about what I look like. Oh, that's the one I want. Yeah. Cause that doesn't really matter. That's why I got this little, that's why I got that going on in the background over there. Oh, should I switch the little video back there? Yes, I will. Because I got some good things that I said in there. I don't know if I'll be able. Yeah, I guess if it goes on my channel, leave it up. I can clip things out too if I feel like it. But I got a good buzz, and it was nice to be home. I got home today. Yeah. Oh, let me see if I can finish my story. Okay. So, yeah. Any questions that you guys want to know about the pump and stuff? Like, I'll try and see if I can't. There's just so much to know about that. But anyway, so I've been a diabetic long enough that I know how. I mean, even though I haven't ever been in good control, and I still have high A1C. Like I said, they always fuck you up in the hospitals because if you're type 1 diabetic, they just have a protocol that they go by. It's not like they know how the insulin's going to react to you or how carbs react to you. Insulin and carbs react different. They have a one-size-fits-all protocol, and every diabetic is different. Then I had to fight with the food because I'm a diabetic. They're not supposed to give me anything. I'm in there for some sort of, inflamed esophagus. Inflamed esophagus, a hiatal hernia, inflamed stomach. So, well, yeah, when you're throwing up and stuff, it inflames all that stuff. But but anyway, so finally, after explaining a lot of people, there are a few people in there. I just asked them, I need this. So yeah, but then I guess she must have been new because I told her I need some broth. Can I have some broth or some apple juice, some water, something I hadn't eaten in days? I'm a diabetic. I can see my blood sugar might be crashing because I can see it. I'm comfortable between 120 and 180, but once it drops below 120, I start getting nervous. Especially if I don't have some food or some way to be able to bring it up if I crash. And she was just like, and I was just asking for broth, even broth. And she see and left and never came back. I waited about an hour, hit the bell again, and someone else came in. So, and she was real nice. And she came in. And I was saying, can I get some apple juice or some broth? And the other one that had like left and came, she walked in the door with this ugly face, and boom, I like told her my thing, and this girl, oh, no problem. They've already given me apple juice once, and they've given me broth. And I don't do all the broths. Anytime they bring me something, I slip one of them in my pocket. So that's what I started doing. Anytime that I had to get something, they'd bring me two, and I'd slip one of them in my pocket or in my coat, stash one of them, because they were fucking with me. And so, yeah, there was nice ones, and then there were some that were because if they don't do what they're supposed to do, they're going to get in trouble. Oh, yeah, there's a toxic troller, a rock and roller, but I don't know who you are, but you are welcome. Oh, shit. Let me go get a drink. I'll be right back. Woo! Okay. So, have I gotten to the hospital yet? Trying to decide if I made it to the hospital yet. Oh, what would be better to keep video over there? Should I put a different video in there? Let's see. That's a pretty good one, though. Oh, let's see. I think I have a long one. This one. Yeah. That one. Yeah, there's one little clip. There's like a 16-second right here. From right here to right there, like that 16 seconds right there. I put it in as a short, and it got 22,000 views. Ha ha! That was sweet. That was so awesome. That one video had like more views than all the. That's right. More views on that 16-second clip than all the videos on my channel here combined. Not counting live stream. Well, yeah. I don't know. Let's see. Okay, so I had my big battle at the ER, and then I was there for another 24 hours just hanging out in this room with no food. Wouldn't bring me food, wouldn't bring me water, wouldn't bring me nothing. And then finally had a few of them. And after that little fight where the one girl came in there and wouldn't give it to me, and the other one came in, I said, just give me some broth and some juice. I explained to her, I am a diabetic. If my blood sugar drops below this, all I need is a sip of the apple juice, and it'll bring my blood sugar right up. You guys can't control this. No human being can control this better than this, anyway. So I know exactly where I am all the time. And when the guy that ended up writing the orders for me, that learned so much from the pump, Jesus. Been a while since I smoked weed. Oh, yeah. What's going on here? Oh. Anyway, oh, the other girl. So this is kind of all scattered up in little bits and pieces. uh, uh, so the yeah, so when the two girls came in there, the one was all pissy and everything, just gave her this really dirty look. And she just looked at me and said, "Oh, no problem." She took off and she brought back a case. Yeah, the other girl, I said, yeah, I mean, I told her, could you just please just bring me some broth and some hot water? I mean, I had broth in my pocket already, but I didn't want to use it. That's all I had was one packet of broth. I had cups. I could go over to the sink and like make some hot water and make my own. I didn't need her to bring me broth, but I needed a supply. And I had no more apple juice. My apple juice was all gone. Yeah, this girl, oh, no problem. She brought me like the whole box that had been opened of the vegetable broth packets and some cups and 2 apple juices. And it was like, that's all I needed. So I was able to kind of settle in and just watch TV. As soon as a room opens, they're going to transport you. What time was that? I had already been there through all the catheter and okay, you're going to the hospital shit. You know, I don't got any stuff. I'm like, oh crap, I'm gonna probably need some of my they told me I was gonna be in the hospital 2 days. So yeah, it's like, oh shit, I'm in these nasty clothes. I thought I was just gonna be here for a few hours and then be home. Fuck no, I'm gonna be gone for days. So I had to like get my key to my son, and then I'm like, oh, my plants are all so I had all that ordeal but my son was fucking awesome. He gathered up me a really, really nice bag of stuff. All the stuff that I asked for, nobody comes over here. My place is a wreck. Nasty, nasty, nasty. Oh, yeah, right on. There we go. Let me change this format here to this. There we go.
I think I got it working.
Yeah, you're in here just fine.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm in full Grizzly Adams mode.
Oh, yeah. Fucking awesome. Yeah, if I look like that, I'd want to be on screen.
Yeah. Of course, I tell everybody I can just put sunglasses on, put it up like this, like a mask.
Well, I chopped off my hair here recently. I hadn't even been to the barber yet, but I'm going to go actually get it cut. And me, Mark, and Stacy might shave our heads on my birthday.
Oh, that'll be neat.
Well, we have our little sessions. We had a good session today, and we've talked. Stacy was talking about shaving his head, and if he wants to do that, and if we want to make it a production, the only way that I will actually go through with it is if it's on my birthday. Because I said I was going to do it when I turned 60, and I didn't. And I'm going to be turning 65 in September.
Yeah, I've done it a few times and stuff. This is the longest it's been in a while. So,
yeah, never shaved my head, but who's the guy that plays Wolverine? Hugh Jackman.
Yeah,
Hugh Jackman.
I drew a total blank on that one.
Well, I did too. I had a blank. I had a blank on my phone number today. Trying to get home, I was thinking, let me finish my story. Let me see if I can get into my. You had heard like bits and pieces, so I finally got my way to get all the broth that I needed and some apple juice, so I have a supply if my blood sugar goes down, and then so any other time I'd have like issues with that, I finally got it and just pull my pump out and turn off. If it's dropping too low, just turn it off. And then it gets to where it started. I mean, so in the process of these 4 days, I learned a whole bunch of other techniques to keep my blood sugar. You know, when I found out that they don't do anything as long as it's under 180 or, you know, above a certain amount, and you know how diabetes is, you don't want it to go below. You know,
Yeah.
that's why I always. That's
had it
why I
drop
spent
below
all my
one time
life
and it
at,
was
you know, with a.
unreal.
I probably was AC 11 for 10 years at least.
I'd be afraid to say what mine was right now. It's been pretty high though, but
Well,
I've
and
been
that's the other thing that's cool
working at
about the
it.
Dexcom is
Mhm.
it keeps track of it. It's like I don't have any of that on here anymore. I just uninstalled it. But yeah, I used to. Oh, you'll love your Dexcom. I don't even have the. Oh, wait a minute. I'll show you what my phone. Oh, my phone must be upstairs. Yeah, I'm going all over the place. Okay, so I mean, but you can kind of get the gist of it.
Yeah.
So I wait. So here we are. Now I got 24 hours waiting for the. Because this is what I'm trying to get to the point where I start reading Jim's book.
Yeah,
so
I'm,
you
I'm
guys.
real interested in getting that. That's pretty cool, I think.
Well, I will say. I mean, it's been so long since I've actually sat down and read a book that I got it. You know, mostly as support, and I have a hard time reading books. I mean, it's like I was telling somebody. I mean, I got a comic book sitting up on my desk. I mean, it's one of those big, you know, collection of like 10 comic books. It's Batman Master Race.
Oh, that's cool.
I mean, the entire collection. Oh, I got a good deal on this. It's the entire. I mean, I got a couple of the individual ones, but so it's like the Dark Knight. You know, Frank Miller that created. Anyway, I don't know if it's.
I had one here that I'd found a few days ago, but I must have put it up or something.
But anyway, so yeah, I don't hardly read. It's hard for me to read, my eyes and everything. But so, like I said, like a higher power and everything. So that's like another aspect of this is that it showed up right when I'm going to the ER, and then I'm like, I asked Jim, well, you saw Jim. Oh, that sounds like you're about 40% through it, you know. And I was like doing all sorts. I was throwing inside jokes to him in the chat earlier that were like characters and situations and things in the book. But anyway, so yeah, I have the fight, managed to get my apple juice and my broth packets, fill my pockets up full with them and everything, and then it's just a waiting game. So here I am in ER in this little plank of a bed. I bet beds in prison are better than this little piece of shit. Nothing. You got gauze blankets. I'm freezing to death. Gauze blankets. Everything I can do to just keep myself warm.
Yeah.
Oh God, what I do? 4 hours of gun smoke. I mean, hours and hours. I was just watching old shit. Tons of it. And no, I didn't even understand what the channels were. I'd flip around, didn't recognize anything. And I think I finally found like a Disney Channel, watched like some. Yeah, so I'm watching tons of TV. MASH. I mean, there were some good shows. MASH and a bunch of crap. I think Armageddon was even on. So here I am, just watching tons of TV, not having anything to eat. Didn't get hardly any. Just waiting. Finally, Comedy Central. Finally found a good Comedy Central. Sitting there watching South Park, and it's the South Park episode where I don't know the kid's name, where he sees dead celebrities. Have you seen that one?
Oh, yeah, it's sort of like poking at Sixth Sense or something like that.
Billy Mays, and all that stuff. And they have like all these dead celebrities. And then it comes out, but Michael Jackson doesn't want to leave. He hasn't, that's what's keeping it. So they're all in purgatory. And then they do this big explanation of what purgatory is.
Mm-hmm.
And purgatory in that episode of South Park is sitting on the tarmac in your plane and you can't get out of your seat or go to the bathroom.
That would be purgatory.
And I'm sitting there and I just go, holy shit, I am in purgatory. That's what that was exactly what was going on. But luckily, so it was hilarious to me now because I had already had my little stash of stuff and I'm just waiting for a room to open up. You know?
Yeah,
And,
I always hated that and stuff.
well, and then
I've not been in a hospital a whole lot of times and stuff, but just how, even the way things are now, you see people like in the hallways and stuff waiting on rooms and stuff like that too, and it's kind of crazy sometimes.
shit. Yeah. So that at least by then, I mean, I hadn't thrown up. It had been like 24. It had been like 48 hours since I'd thrown up. It's like, okay, I'm not throwing up. I feel great. Of course, my daughter, since she's in there, she says that's because they've got you on all those meds. And it's like, and then that was when it got into the thing to get her on the phone whenever there was anybody in there doing anything, or I needed an explanation, or she wanted to know something.
Yeah.
I just put her on speakerphone, and then she can ask the questions. That was awesome. Stroke of genius. Because she was saying, make sure you get the doctor, give him all my contact information so that he can send me all the information. And this was just much better because she can hear it and she can ask the questions real time. And coach me on how to deal with administration. That's why she knows she's so good at that, because she was an ASL contractor and she contracted to them, and they hired her to create an ASL department. And now she's awesome. Like stressed out, and she's just she loves her job, but she hates administration. And they're going to have, because they don't know nothing. All they know are the numbers, money, dollar signs. So,
that would definitely take the fun out of it and stuff. Me and my daughter have learned some. It's not like I'm fluid in it and stuff like that, but I mean, it's really neat. There was some sort of app that we got on the phone that learned a lot of it and stuff like that. So it's kind of one of those. It's pretty neat because if we're ever somewhere and need to ask her questions and stuff, we can like sign basic things and stuff like that, like are you okay and stuff like that. And we had this one guy come over, and then he just started signing like we were in the club and stuff like that. And I had to tell him, we know very little on it.
I don't know. I know a couple of things. I know well because my daughter used to have parties. I mean, and a lot of the other ASL people and a lot of deaf people would be at the parties. You've never been. I'll tell you what is the strangest thing you have ever seen is a Super Bowl party when 60% of the people are deaf and they're signing. Man, I tell you what, that is fucking amazing. I mean, because they don't even have to turn up the TV. They're just watching it, and and then there's a lot of people that aren't even watching the game and shit. So that is amazing, and you pick up a little bit of things, and so okay. I want to finish off my my hospital story. God.
I don't need to sidetrack you.
It's super easy to sidetrack. I'm getting super sidetracked even without smoking any more weed. I'm thinking about smoking some more weed. But I'm getting really high. So okay, I haven't even gotten to that. So we heard like Okay, so I'm supposed to be going. They told me they're going to send me to Rust as soon as which is the name of there's several hospitals. We're pretty big up here. So they're going to be sending me to Rio Rancho, which is like 30 miles away, something, across the river and through across the river and down the mesa into the next closest big city. They have a big, and my son works over in that town, but anyway. So that's where I think I'm going to go. They're waiting for a room there because it sounds like there's going to be one. Oh, what is it? 2 hours. They say 2 hours. They mean 8 hours.
Yeah.
Okay, so
2 hours had 6 to it, right?
so like looks like what was it? So finally the next morning, after watching all that stuff and getting a big laugh out of South Park and having all my stuff arranged there, I was able to finally relax and sleep a little bit. And my son brought out me a nice backpack, told him to put that book in. He was there when I opened it up too, which was really cool. So he was able to find it. He knew what book I was talking about. That is just totally amazing. I had a backpack that was at the bottom of the stairs. So I said, yeah, I needed my charger. That was another thing. It was like, oh crap. If I'm going to be here that long, I need my charger for my phone and I need my charger for my pump. And if I'm going to be here, I might need some insulin. So basically get all these supplies. So I had to explain where everything was and where to get it and fill up the humidifiers. There's a clear pitcher upstairs. Fill that up. There's a humidifier in the closet. There's a humidifier in the tent where I just put that stuff in there to dry. And you pair of pants, underwear, socks, everything. So yeah, he did that. Brought me perfect little bag there, and then and not knowing when I'm going to, and I still hadn't figured out, I still hadn't accepted I was going to take the ambulance. So pretty much then it just became waiting in purgatory. I was just one of those dead celebrities sitting on that plane in the tarmac on South Park.
Yeah. I had my first turn at being in the back of one. It was, let's see, when was it? It's here not too long ago and stuff when mine started going crazy and stuff. My blood pressure too was up there. It was like 183 over 101. And so that was my first time being in the back of one in Gurney, and I'm about mid-40s and stuff now. So, it's kind of one of those. It was a first for me and stuff, but I hated that sitting backwards looking out at everything and stuff like that. I was just like, oh, you need a TV or something back there.
I'm trying to think how many times I've been in an ambulance, but someone in the hospital, when I mentioned something like that, I don't know for sure, but that was considered a transport. So that might be included.
It should be.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure that the transport, because that's what I was worried about. I was just worried about the money. I've been in an ambulance twice before, I believe, when I became a diabetic. And that was because I was at finally got some fucker to look at me. And this was back before, they just hardly knew what diabetes was. These fuckers were quacks. So yeah, I just went in there, 23 years old, didn't have a doctor, finally found someone that would see me. And it was just like, what do you need? What can I do for you? It's like, that's not, really it should be, okay, you want to be, but yeah, I just went in there, test me for diabetes. I need to be tested. I didn't know nothing about diabetes, but I had all the symptoms. I was drinking like 2 gallons of water, 3 gallons of water a day. Every hour on the hour, I'd pee like a gallon of water. It's like so thirsty and hungry. I'd like, oh God, I need some shakes, eat some ice cream, and I was eating crap, I don't know what's going on. I was changing a tire. There was like 3 days. The first day, I was working alone on the job site. I was painting some shit up on the roof, and out of a pot. It wasn't an airless. It was, so I had the pot up there, and it was a pitched roof, and it got away from me, and the hoses wrapped around my legs and pulled me off the roof with it. Didn't hurt myself, and I was on the job site myself too. I was the only one on the job site. If I'd broken something, I would have been screwed. There weren't cell phones there. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm getting sidetracked again. Let's see. back to when let me get back up to the present. I just went 50 years in the past. Let me get back to the present. Okay. So I had all my stuff. I was able to sleep, and then it was just the waiting game. And then finally they got 2 a.m. A room opened up at 10 in the evening. Finally got it. Okay, we got a room number for you. So first they have to have a room opened up, an assignment for it, and they do all their shit to get all the information over there. And then they have to get an ambulance for transport. And well, everything's so busy. And basically everybody's overworked and underpaid and understaffed. So that's, they're just overwhelmed, which is amazing how friendly a lot of those people were. Once I taught them about this pump and why I made such a fit about it, God, I was like a little star. Yeah. And
sometimes the squeaky wheel needs a greasing.
finally it opened up, and just get all my stuff, got all my apple juices stuffed in my pockets because I'm thinking I'm gonna have the same fight with my insulin pump when I get to the hospital. So I'm all ready for a fight by the time I get there.
What they do call a head? No.
Well, the guy that the head nurse where I had been in the ER sent orders ahead that I was not going to remove it.
That's good. That's really good.
I mean, I had my big nasty fight with him, and then my daughter told me how to talk to him, and then I, was reasonable with him and explained it to him and showed it to him. And by the end of it, I got people writing down information because they know people that need it bad. And actually, because I got a little bit cocky. Once I found out I could do that, a little bit of that, and I had a little bit of this and that, I started getting a little bit pushier, which is not like me. I started getting pushy. So the ambulance finally shows up, 2 a.m. Oh, yeah, and we'd had like a big blizzard. I didn't even know that we'd had crazy. Yeah, I hadn't been watching news. I've been watching, old channels. I couldn't even find the news on that particular TV and controller. Or I would have been watching news. I'm unfortunately a little bit of a news junkie. So I went from got in there and the guy's in the ambulance. I've been in an ambulance before, no big deal. You just strap you in. You have like the little guy that's just writing the paperwork. They do all the inventory of everything that you got, and all that sort of stuff. Just fine. It's just the way that they deal with chronic problems. And not the doctor so much as the protocol that's in place. Mm-hmm. And so I had a nice room. And, but they ended up, so they had told me I was going to Rio Rancho, a hospital called Rust that I'd never been to before. And, but that's not where they took me. They took me downtown to the downtown one, which is awesome because if I need to go home, and I was all worried about rides and stuff, whereas that one, I could just step out the front door, walk, 100 yards, it's just right there. I could catch the bus and get home in however long it takes. I don't ride the bus and however long, or get an Uber anyway. So, but I didn't know that. So they get you in there, finally get into my room, and I'm in there for a little bit, and it's like, finally, nice big room. I mean, this is fucking big, huge room. I'm like, all right, nice, and the head nurse that comes in there is like, she gets all the information and stuff. Where was it? Oh, yeah, giving me all the information and stuff. And I've already got the little thing where I've got my daughter on the phone with me and stuff when she's available. And Oh yeah, she was like, how do you like your tent? Does this big old long questionnaire. So she's there and she goes through a really long questionnaire. And I just answered everything the way I like it. And then it was like, do you want the door open, closed? Do you want the lights on, lights off, dim this, dim that? How do you want the temperature? So they went through all that. I even had my own private shower there. But the kicker, so yeah, they start putting all the little, I got all the rings around my arms and stuff. And then I get into bed.
Excuse me.
Oh, the point I wanted to make about not knowing where I was that they come in there and they say, okay, we have to ask you these questions. What's your name? Do you know what day it is? And of course, I had to think about it because this is like, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. This is like 2 a.m. Wednesday morning, I think. And I haven't thrown up since Sunday, really. I mean, I've thrown up a little throw up Monday. I hadn't had anything to eat since Saturday. Luckily, I don't feel hunger. Probably because they've been giving me all these drugs. Yeah, I feel good. They got me drugs that get rid of all the nausea, all the nausea, the inflammation and stuff. I don't feel any of that stuff anymore.
Yeah.
So that's
just
why
kind of got you good and comfortably numb, right?
yeah, basically that. And then get over there, make me feel. But they're asking me the questions, and then it comes to where, do you know where you are? I mean, Rio Rancho, Russ,
Oh no! I bet they give you a look, did they? I mean, oh, oh.
Yeah, because they didn't tell me where I was going.
I don't mean to laugh, but I could just imagine.
So, and then when it was funny. It was funny, but when they were like, "Are you sure?" Look. So.
Oh man!
And I'm glad I ended up there too, because when they told me I was going to Rust, my daughter knows all the hospitals. She works in all of them, and she was going like, "Oh, that's a long ways away." Because when I was trying to drive, you can't drive yourself there, is what she told me right away. Because I was already feeling good. I wasn't real anyway. So that was the point I was trying to make about that. So that was no big deal. They get me all settled in, and I'm still saying, can I have some apple juice? So I had to go through the whole thing again with this head nurse that had been so nice. And, she didn't fight with me, though. She was super, super nice.
That's good.
And by the end of it, she was writing down all the information because she has a brother, I think, he's going to die. He's already lost feet and stuff.
Oh man!
So yeah, when I showed it to her, and so she was really nice to me. She was there. She left like at 7, so she was there to admit me in, and she was there. Yeah, I saw her again. So yeah, I get in there, and I'm still. So they do bring me juice. They do bring me juice, so I don't have any issues with juice because there had been that advance order since I'd already had a fight. I went through the whole thing again with her, but she says, yes, I got the orders, and then I explained to it why, and she, and that was when her eyes lit up and she was like really impressed. So yeah, I just kept my blood sugar to where no one, they always came in, we're here to check your blood. I said, okay, but I can tell you what it is right now. It's da-da-da. They go ahead and check it and see and it was always within 5 or 10. And then my daughter, she'd say, yeah, you just let them know that yours is delayed and theirs is right now. Mine is what it was 5 minutes ago. So, and yeah, it was always within 5 or 10. So there was no issue with that. I mean, I kept myself. I only got out of range once. And then when it came time to actually do the procedure, So yeah, I was there, and yeah, finally after I kind of settled in, is when I started reading Jim's book. I'd been, I mean, I had lots of stuff to do. I mean, I had sketch pads, I had, TV, but that's garbage. And I had my phone. I could watch videos if I want. So I kind of, did a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Oh, but the kicker, even though it was an awesome, nice room, what do they call them? So yeah, as soon as I got in, they weigh you when you're in the bed. So you don't get on scales. You're in the bed. They weigh you and everything. And they flip this little switch. And if you get out of bed, an alarm goes off.
Yeah, I've seen those.
What do they call it? They call it. I was calling it a dead. It's called like a dead man, a dead bed or some dead weight bed. I don't know what it is.
Yeah,
But it's yeah. If anybody
kind of
falls
help
out,
like
they
fall
need to
risk
ask
and
someone.
stuff like that. And it's
So yeah, there's an alarm in there if you get out of bed. So yeah, it's nice and everything, but so I'm just kind of like there, and I'm still having like chills and stuff. I mean, it took a little bit to get used to it, and then I still haven't eaten. So Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I'm there Wednesday. They made it sound like I was going to go in there, and yeah, when I'm as I'm starting to come out of the ER, I even have some of the people that, I don't even know why you're taking you in there now. You seem to be just fine. Why are they even doing that? So yeah, they made the orders like within 2 or 3 hours after I'd been in there. So I kind of have, they must have found, well, actually, any doctor, it's an educated guess. They're highly educated guesses, but it still comes down to a guess until you keep like eliminating all the things that it isn't.
mhm.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's the nurses that alert the doctors to what's
Yeah.
going on, where they see it more, and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So
Well, I had issue when my wife gave birth to the twins. It was that she was telling them the whole through most of the pregnancy, she had this issues where she'd have like amniotic fluid leak or some sort of fluid was leaking, and she was having some issues. And she tried to explain it to them. They like ignored it. When she actually went into labor, well, we lost them both.
oh man, sorry about that.
We lost them both, but she was in there and she went into labor. I don't know if it was early or not, but when she did, and I always felt guilt. I'm not, that's a whole nother story for another time. If if I will feel like telling it. Want to finish my staycation at the hospital. Oh yeah, the nurse was asking me all about retirement too, because he's been working there forever. People are jealous, and anyway. Get to the hospital, settle in there pretty good. So now I start. This is when I start trying to be. I got my way with my pump, so now I'm trying to have my way with eating. I want to eat something. So or was it? No, they did that. But no, that's what the thing was getting me now. When am I going to eat? And I was able to have, it took them, basically it was the same thing. They just had me on no broth, no nothing. Even though, but I finally got to where they would leave me some apple juice there. And I had explained why. It's not like I want apple juice to drink it. I want apple juice as this is my security blanket. Bring me some apple juice so I have a security blanket. And finally, when they understood it that way, I could do it. And
yeah, not like you're just going to sit there and chug the whole thing and watch it go through the roof. It's
oh no,
yeah.
I just need it there.
Yeah,
and that turned out okay. And then finally, it's like, when are they going to do the procedure? But it turned, finally, started reading Jim's book. I'd read a chapter. Okay.
Excuse me, sorry.
Getting a little bit. And then the third chapter, and then the fourth chapter is when that's pretty much all I did. Once I hit chapter 4, I just pretty much read. Oh yeah, and then today, this morning. So yeah, And then the TVs went out. That's what happened.
Oh
The
man.
TVs went out. I'd been watching the TV. I was watching. I had already been reading. I'd pick it up. I'd read a chapter. Oh, my son brought me this really cool puzzle. So yeah, I had puzzles. I had video games. There was tons of stuff to do, but I couldn't get out of bed.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, it wasn't quite that bad, but I had plenty of stuff to do, and it's nice, comfortable bed. I could really sleep. Even without any TV, there was one channel when you just turn it on, it's just like this awesome screensaver. I guess they call it health.
Yeah.
With like the music that just kind of puts you to sleep, just makes you really calming.
Yeah. Similar to that mindful meditation and stuff like that.
Yeah, and it's water.
So,
The visual is
yeah.
just like all water. It'll either be like a little aquarium or like a running stream. Really great. So yeah, I'd leave that on, and it's a great nightlight. Anyway, yeah, but they were really good. You press that button, and they either ask you what you need or they come right in. So there was no issue with that. So yeah, that was excellent. That was just like room service. Oh, I'm sorry. We're a little bit busy right now. Still. And that became, so the next thing was, so funny Tuesday, today's Thursday. I got to the hospital Wednesday night, 2 a.m., did all my little stuff. And then it's like, okay, we're going to get you in to do the endoscopy. Is that what they call it? The endoscope? Whatever it is that they stick down your throat.
Yeah, like that little light and camera and stuff.
Yeah, basically it's a reverse colonoscopy.
Yeah, it's the truth.
It is. That's exactly what it is. Endoscopy, colonoscopy, endoscope, but yeah, it's the exact same thing. It's just the little thing that they stick in you is smaller. So yeah, they put that. Oh, so now it's waiting for that, but they managed to get me in there. So they were doing so now I can't even drink water. When was it? So when I don't know what time it was. Sometime in the middle of the night, they finally came and talked to me about what they were going to do, and that I couldn't even drink water. Just ice chips. Oh, man. That's all I could have. Just ice chips. Okay, so that was when, that was when I figured out how to manipulate my blood sugar. So basically at that point, that's when I started doing let me just turn the insulin delivery off. Because with the pump, you have a basal rate. You understand basal and bolus. Those are the two things that happen when you're type 1 diabetic. Your basal rate is basically a drip. If you're giving yourself shots, it's a different type of insulin that you absorb slowly, and over time they figure out they determine how much above a basal rate you need. And when you're taking shots, you take one shot. Actually, they ended it before I got on the pump. They had broken it up into 2 shots, one in the morning and one in the evening, because it's supposed to be long acting. But it doesn't quite, it peters out at the end. And they finally realized that and decided to give you 2 shots. Whereas the pump, my basal rate, and they determine that by each person because you have to track, what you eat, how many carbs you take in and all that sort of crap to figure out just exactly what your basal rate's going to be, just exactly what your correction rate is, just exactly how much you react to the carbs, how much you react to the insulin. So everybody's different when it comes to the insulin.
Yeah, they've got me on an injectable once a week, and it's supposed to last for 7 days, and then I take it again. Which here with me being sick and stuff like that, I haven't actually taken it, and I need to get my wife to help me with that tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about it, the best way once you get the Dexcom,
Hmm.
you will see exactly what's going on because you can just you'll go ahead and get the one on your phone because if you ever get a pump, you can't use it anymore. Just go ahead and get the app. That's why I bought the new phone was because my old phone wouldn't work with the app.
You mind if I ask what kind of phone you've got?
There's
I don't have
tons of
mine on
phone.
here.
That's the issue that I had is that if you're doing anything, there's tons of phones that'll do it. Probably just any good modern phone. I mean, they make it sound like any phone will do it, but there's a list. Once you get it, all you do is just go to the website and see what it supports it. Most of
Okay.
them will probably will. Most modern phones will.
Yeah.
But when I was trying to figure out exactly what model, I go into stoner mode. That's too confusing for the Android. There's a million different models.
Yeah.
What? And I was going to do it through. I had to look to see what my provider would offer. I mean, I'm a dummy. I wanted to just do it through the same place that cell phones and all that crap. But iPhone, and when it came to iPhone, every iPhone works. It didn't matter. I could pick any iPhone I wanted. There was no confusion with an iPhone. Whereas with Android, and I'd always used Androids. I always like Androids better. So I just
Yeah, it's the same here.
decided to just go ahead with the iPhone, and that's what I'm using now. I don't really. There's a lot about it I don't like, but it does what I need it to do, and that's the only reason I got it. I can do my
Yeah.
calls. That's what my phone is for. It's for my apps. Um, so, um, so now I'm waiting for that ship. No problem. I figure I just turn off. You can turn off. So when you can't wear it when you're in the shower or if you're going swimming or if you're going to do something, but it's like a little computer there. You just punch into, and the Dexcom you can go swimming. You can do anything with the Dexcom on.
Yeah,
No problem with it. 10 days. Just replace it every 10 days. No problem. Really easy. Nothing to putting that thing in. Now, the infusion set for my pump is a pain in the ass. It's taken me a while to get used to that. And I got marks. You'll have marks all over your stomach, but I've been giving myself shots for 45 years, man. I've given myself like 250,000 shots.
oh man.
Oh, more than it's actually more than that. I mean, I could calculate it up, but
Yeah.
it's just insane when you think about it. I mean, I took so many shots that when I was giving myself shots, it was like, well, did I take my shot or not? I don't know. I don't even remember doing it, or do it twice. I've even done it twice by accident.
Yeah,
So,
that's one of the things I liked about that one when they was just giving me the once a week and stuff like that because I, I'm not a big fan of medicine. I don't even like to take anything for a
yeah,
headache. And
I
there
don't
for
take.
the
Yeah.
longest time with my liver and stuff, I couldn't even take Tylenol for pain or anything like that.
Well, I
So,
quit taking. I tell you to take baby aspirin. I quit that a long time ago when they told you that it might help. It's a blood thinner.
mhm.
And anytime that you go when you're having some sort of procedure or doing something, they ask if you're doing aspirin because it's a blood thinner. And I
Yeah,
just no, I don't do aspirin anymore. And besides, if I actually do get a headache or I actually need something, you shouldn't be doing aspirin and something else. So, and I usually don't do that shit either. I have bottles. Yeah, I never take pain meds. You know, I don't know if it's I just have a high tolerance for pain or what. Um, no, I mean I've had it like a dull headache, but it's because I quit drinking coffee.
yeah,
I haven't had coffee
The
anything
caffeine withdrawal, it's something else.
well, I'm surprised. That's why I'm not going to drink anymore, because I haven't drank it in. Anyway, let me see if I can wrap. I don't think I can wrap it. I never wrap anything up really. Anyway,
Yeah.
that's it. But I'm trying to keep track of where I am and where I'm going. You guys are, yeah, I'm going to leave. This is a great video to watch. Nice loop. I'm like that. Okay, so I'm waiting for I go to get my thing done. Oh, how I figured out to control my, because it's like now I don't have anything to bring it up if it drops low. They're going to put me under sedation. So now my little brain's working, trying to figure out how am I going to do this. You're going to put me under sedation to where I won't have any control. So I tried to do this. I got to let it down. The alarm will go off if it does this and that and that. And it's like, well, so I turned it off. So that's what I did. I started turning it off. You can turn it off. It only lets you do it for about 10 minutes because that's what you do when you go to the shower, you know, or you have to go do something. And then there's settings on there for exercise and stuff, but I never do those, so I don't know how those work. Oh, man, I'm laughing so hard at that when my side's hurting. Oh, yeah. Ooh. Oh. So, whew. So I turn it off for about 10 minutes before the alarm starts going off. Beep, beep. You know, and when alarms go off, oh God, it goes off in my pump. It goes off on my phone, and my phone has 2 apps. So, and it goes off in both apps. So it's like 3 sets of alarm. Beep, beep, beep. But and
almost starts sounding like a calliope or something, right?
Oh, just wait till you get your Dexcom. You can automate that one. You can automate that one to do really cool shit. At first, it's really cool when you get it, and then once you kind of know what's going on, you tone it way down. If it's an urgent low, the alarm goes. If it's just approaching low, a low, just a very is beep 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 beep, you know.
Oh,
and
man.
then you can adjust. If you got a high, it'll be beep beep beep. And if it's a so yeah, you'll see the arrows. The arrows are really cool. It tells you how extreme it's changing too, and what you do is just want it to be moderate. But there's no way to keep anything moderate. It's always you're always going to have your ups and downs. Hey, Swedes is in the house. Oh, let me say hi to everybody. For Night World, elsewhere. Tanner. But yeah, I just have luckily I have it set on the public chat and not private. Oh, I can do, I forgot about all this. Oh, there we go. That is a great comment for this stream. I think that one needs to be pinned even. Oh, but I'm not on the YouTube part of it. That one would be good pinned on the YouTube part of it.
Yeah, this is the first time I've seen the backside of the StreamYard and stuff like that. I don't think I've ever used it before.
It's really slick. It's slick.
It looks neat.
If it was something that you could just buy and pay for, I would. But I do not. I refuse to buy a subscription to an application. Well, I probably am already and don't know it. But yeah. It's great, man. It should just makes doing this sort of stuff accessible to anybody. Yeah. And it does really great. It seems like it does pretty good about as long as you're not watching the YouTube feed and the StreamYard feed at the same time. Otherwise, you get weird sound crap going on.
Yeah, I've got one on one monitor and one on the other one in here, but I've got the where it was. There's like a delay on the YouTube side of it, so I've got it turned down and stuff, and just going
Oh,
off the sound
Oh.
here.
let me finish up my hospital staycation story so that I can show you what I harvested since I got home. Because I hung all that stuff up Saturday night. It dried too fast. It dried too fast, but I smoked some of it. It's still good, but too dry. But I got 63 grams from one plant. And the other one's sitting up there ready to chop and hang up to dry. That one won't dry too fast. That one I'm going to be on top of. But yeah, I got little over 2 ounces out of that one plant. And the plant that I'm going to go cut down looks like it's even bigger. So between those 2 plants, 1/4 pound. Oh yeah.
Be having some salads with those fuzzy tomatoes.
Well, I've already. I got a. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'll show you something. There we go. Oh yeah, that's right. Stacy and Mark were watching me do some of this shit. Oh, is this? That's one jar. These are all the really nice buds. And this is the bunch of really little buds and shake that is going to be infused and make edibles. Yeah. We did a little smoke session. I was crumbling it all up and putting it in jars while we were getting buzzed. That was my first big buzz of being back. Well, you got priorities. You got priorities after an ordeal like what I went through. Oh, let me finish my ordeal. And then, well, I guess I'll go into what I did once I got home. Here, let's do a play-by-play in real time. It's okay. So, went from I needed to explain how I was able to manage my blood sugar not dropping without having anything to eat. So I get to looking on my pump, and well, I have a basal rate. My basal rate is 0.8 units an hour. And if I turn it off, the alarm goes off. So that's what I started doing first. Just, okay, let me just gradually let my blood sugar, because if I don't have any, since the type of diabetic I am, if I don't have insulin, my blood sugar will go up even if I don't eat anything.
Oh man.
Because there's no insulin. I do not produce insulin. I produce 0 insulin. That's what makes you type 1.
Yeah, I think I'm type 2.
Yeah, you're type 2 because type 1 cannot take 1 shot a week. Your type is that, and it's both on the pancreas, and it's both the pancreas produces the insulin, and people with type 2, your pancreas is damaged somehow or not normal. There's something it's abnormal because it doesn't produce the right amount of insulin is how that works. So the medicine that you're taking is to stimulate your pancreas to create its own insulin. or to regulate it so that it produces it right. And I'm pretty sure, but not positive, people that have hypoglycemia,
Oh
that's
yeah.
like the reverse of what type 2 diabetes is.
See, mine was doing that for a while, going low, and then it just went the other way and
Yeah.
stuff. And
Yeah.
if it hadn't been for my wife having them test my A1C every time I'd get my normal blood work and stuff done, they'd be like, "It's fine," or "It's within a few points of normal and stuff." And when they tested my A1C, she's diabetic also.
Yeah.
They come back in and said, "Well, you're diabetic, and yours is higher than hers." I think that time it was a 9.2, but it's got up to like 11 point something and things like that before.
Oh yeah, mine. So let's see, where did I get to? Still trying to tell you how I controlled it. So I did that for a while, and I was able to. So before the operation, and I finally figured out. I went, oh shit! All I got to do, let me just disconnect it. So yeah, because it's just a little clip. Have you seen the little clip? I just put a new infusion set. Yeah, this infusion. I had all this stuff to change my infusion set there, and it give me alarm, telling me that it was time to change. It has been more than 3 days since you changed your infusion set. And I'm like, fuck that. I've gone a long time. I know the only thing it'll end up doing. So, there's no camera here. Oh, I can show it from this camera. Can I get up high enough? That right there. So yeah, this is all I had to do to disconnect it. This right here just clicks into my infusion set. And I just take that off. And now I've got these other things here. So every time you put a new infusion set on, you got this one goes to one side. And then this is basically what the infusion set. So on the one that goes to the pump, I just put this on, and yeah, so when you shower, you just clip it off. So that's all I had to do is just pull that off. And basically what I did is I just because you don't want it to be high. If it's over 180, boom, not gonna so they have like where your blood sugar is supposed to be able to get the procedure done. If you're not in those parameters, they got to get you there before they'll do it. So I just control my own insulin that way. And before, found out when it was supposed to be. So I just tried to make sure I just make it like creep up. I could just watch it creep up. Okay, yeah, I'm up to 128 now. Okay, that's the range I like, between 120 and 180. I feel good. If I get below it, and I can tell, I've been a diabetic so long, when I start dropping below 120, I start feeling like I'm going to have I'm like, oh, my blood sugar is getting low, even though it's nowhere near the critical, thing. So, so I kept turning it off till I got it up to there and waiting to see when the surgeon was going to get to me and everything. And then finally, I just realized that.
Excuse me.
Took it off and what? How do? What's that? Oh, that's what I do. I'll do that.
Yeah. Mine was high for a long time and stuff. Just getting it down to a normal range and stuff. It was, it was rough on me. Just, when it gets low. My wife's, anytime hers gets between a 90, she starts feeling really, really bad.
Oh yeah.
And then at 80, she's just like, it's
I know.
not really good.
I know exactly what she's talking about because I know I hate low blood sugars. Actually, I've been a diabetic long enough that I know how to bring it up quick enough. As long as I got all the shit. I mean, I got some stuff now. They gave me this nasal shit that you don't even have to, that'll bring it up, but I don't want to use that. And it's so hard just to open it up and get to it. See, the problem when your blood sugar drops like that, you get confused and it's hard to know really what's going on. And just the way to do that thing is so confusing. Trying to do it even without being in the middle of a reaction is stupid. And having someone else is there doesn't know what it is or what it's for. Used to, they had this gel that you just squirt in your mouth and it just absorbs if the person's passed out.
We used to have those orange tablets and stuff carried around.
Yeah, but yeah, for me, and I always had the problem of overcorrecting, but I've learned that too. So so yeah, and went in there. So here now I'm waiting. Okay, now we got to wait for the whoever the guy is that I can't remember, the gastroenterologist.
Yeah. Big $45 long word, right?
Yeah. The guy that, knows the science behind your farts.
Oh.
Oh God. Oh. What was the other thing? Hey, if someone wants to watch the Magic Bus video loop instead of this, press the button. Oh, this is good. I like this. I'll just leave that on. The other one is pretty good too. The other one shows how it sees me. If someone wants to watch a video loop that actually has me in it, where you can tell it's me. I'm filming this one, so I'm not in this one. I think I will.
Looks like y'all had a great time out there.
Oh, we did. These are the best videos. Yeah, let me see. Let me switch it up. So I've let me see if I can. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, these are the best. I'm gonna go back to the bus. This is the best bus one. That way. Just for all you people that miss seeing my face. I like that one with Mark's brother in it, or None Your Business in it. Oh, Stacy pressed the button. Well, wow. He pressed the button and I did as he commanded and didn't even realize it. Wow, that was powerful.
It's all that hardware you got. You're connected.
Oh yeah. So they did all that, blah blah blah. Got over there, got down in there. So actually, So everyone I was thinking, okay, this is going to be late in the afternoon. Still haven't eaten. All I can do is chips. They wanted to be totally empty. So, got my, the gastroenterologist, I told him about it. He said, it doesn't affect my work. Basically, it was like, apparently, I don't know. It was almost like people knew who I was because, okay, I got so when it was like, all right, it turned out early, 10:30. 10:30, they said that I was going to be great, they're going to be ready to do the thing. So they come and they get me all ready and do all the vitals. Every time they do, oh, yep, everything looks good. All my vitals were always great. I've got all the, I love my, I can access every test they took on me online.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, yeah, it's fucking, I could just pop it up here and show it to you, but I'm not going to do that because that's a little bit too much information.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, you guys want to see a picture of my colonoscopy? Got a video of it. You want to see a video of them going up my butt? Called Voyage to the Bottom of Your Seat.
Oh. With with one of those, there's that one lady who does all the skin stuff. What do they call her? Uh, I forget, but she does all this stuff. It's it's a wonder somebody has, done a channel like that. you know.
Ah.
Uh,
Oh gosh. So finally get in there. Oh, they finally, and then they finally come and they get me. And I tell you what, going down those halls, they finally get me into, I guess, whatever. I'm like, they finally get me into a room, and it's like they got all these little different people, and you see the one person go out. I don't know how many people they have doing this particular procedure. And then it's like, you're next. They finally got to that point. Oh, the one lady was asking me, well, what medications are you taking? And then she said, it says here you took, I didn't know. And she said, a blood thinner. And I go, I did not take any blood thinner. I mean, I made a big stink to her. And she just, let me go check. And never came back and said anything to me again.
See, that's what scares me when they come up with things like that. And,
Well, but it turned out it turned out that they had. It's just when they gave it to me, they didn't tell me they were giving it to me. Because I said, I'm not on blood thinners.
Yeah.
And but as soon as I went to the ER, that was the first thing that they gave me was a blood thinner for some reason. So they wheel me out, and I'm sitting in there, and I see this person go and that person go, and here I'm talking, but I forgot to take my phone with me because they don't want you to take anything. So, and my phone was in my backpack in my room. So here I am now, sitting in this place, no TV, no books, no phone, no nothing. So I waited in there for a while. Wasn't extremely long, but and then I hear, oh, you're next, you're gonna be next. And they do all their little stuff, getting me ready, IVs and this and that and the other, and then you're next. And then right when it's like there was an emergency and she had to go take care of the emergency. And I'm like, oh, shit. But it turned out it only took her, it was only like maybe a 20-minute delay. When they said, there's been an emergency, Dr. Vale has to go take care of that. But you're next when she's done with that. So, and then they put me back, and I told her to turn it off. Put on the gas, breathe hard, breathe a little bit, and then you wake up and you're all done in recovery, waiting to go to your room and get to my room and everything. And it's like, can I have something to eat? That was the next fight. I want something to eat. I want something to eat. I haven't felt sick since, Tuesday. I mean, I went in Monday night, but once I'd been in there for 6 hours, I felt like I could eat. Fighting for something to drink and eat. So now I wanted to eat, and that was the next thing, was just wanting to eat, and TVs go out and all that kind of stuff. So that was when I settled in reading a book. Once I hit chapter 4, I pretty much was just reading and they finally, how late was it? So they finally, I remember this was another good point too, is that I wanted to eat this. Okay, this is it. I wanted to eat, and I started fighting about wanting to eat and this and that and the other.
I'd have been chomping at the bit too, man. That going that long without food.
Wanting to eat, wanting to eat. And at some point, I remember I did get some applesauce the night before. So about midnight, when they finally got them to give me juice and something, and they understood about my insulin pump and stuff, and everyone was like, "Oh wow!" Because I mean, I basically circumvented everybody's orders,
Mm-hmm.
and anybody that even wanted to even consider doing that, I just tell them, "You don't know what you're doing. One size does not fit all. Just because
Mm-hmm.
it says to give me 4 units, yeah." And that was the one guy when I showed him. He was so yeah. It's like when he was writing in the explanation of why he didn't give me the insulin. They have like a drop down, and he could. There was no. So he got in there and had to explain it in detail why he didn't give me insulin.
Yeah.
So I guess, yeah. So anybody, I got you don't, I mean, it's not your fault, you know. I mean, crap load of doctors have like failed me before I finally got one that knew what the fuck they were doing.
Yeah. I went through 3 or 4 before I was diagnosed as a diabetic and stuff, and was bedridden for 5 years and stuff
Oh,
before I even got, able to get better to try and start doing anything. And
oh
it
man.
was actually, we went to a nurse practitioner, and that's when things started changing and stuff. And then uh, she's really great. She even does my blood work and stuff like that because my veins are so hard to get to and stuff like that. She'll use one of those little things like they use a butterfly, and it'll just go right in the top of my hand and just take whatever they need. I don't even feel it.
Yeah.
I
So,
had one lady, she tried my left arm, one of those, it rolled. And then when she went back to go for it again, she went through the back of it, and just then she tried to get in the other arms. And I told her, I said, no. I said, I'm in too much pain from this. I said, my one arm's done bruised. And I mean, it looked unreal. Both my arms and stuff just bruised up and stuff like that. I mean, it was crazy. It took about almost a month for my left arm to clear up where she went through the back of that vein.
ooh, ooh, that sounds painful, terrible.
Yeah, I was in tears, and if I could have probably let out a curse word, I would have. I don't like to, but that day I probably could have said, "Oh, sugar" or something like that, or at least the "oh shh," part of it.
Oh yeah. So I had that, and then it was just like trying to eat, and yeah. So I kind of went through a thing with that. Oh yeah, the nice nurse, she was off. I mean, there's lots of different shift changes. You see so many different people. At one point during one day, there was this guy that comes in. They've got the mask on, of course. This guy comes in here. He looks exact. He has Kyle Mooney's hair. You know who Kyle Mooney is from Saturday Night Live?
I should, but right now I'm totally drawing a blank. My sleep schedule's been messed up, so
Oh yeah,
it'll
but
probably hit me on about 3 o'clock in the morning.
he
I'll,
walked. That's how it was. He walked in there and he does something on the board. He's doing something on the board. He's not like coming in there to really interact with him. I'm like, holy shit, you look just like that guy from Saturday Night Live. And he's going, what guy? Oh, I can't think of his name. I'm drawing a blank. I'm trying to think. And, oh, that guy. You know that guy. You know the one that always does the. Oh, he's the one that's always and okay, he takes off, and then as he walks out the door, I'm trying to think, and he walks out the door, and then just as he went out the door, I'm like, Kyle Mooney, Siri, show me pictures of Kyle Mooney, and then and then I'm like I have my door open because getting the heat right is like at night I like the door and during the day anyway, but so yeah, later I looked up Kyle Mooney. I'm like, holy shit! And then when he's like coming back, I'm like, hey, and he saw me. He came in and he showed him, and he's like, whoa, because he does. And then he takes his mask off, And he's going, what about now? And I'm like going, but because he's right there next to me, I know with a little bit of a distance with your glasses on, maybe, but and then later I was telling my son about it and pulled it up, and there was one on there where he had a scruffy beard, because he had a scruffy beard, and I was like going, holy shit, he is the guy's doppelganger, because when it popped up pictures of him, they were all clean shaven, and the expression and stuff, and he wasn't wearing glasses. But this one was one when he was wearing his glasses and he had a scruffy beard, not on the show or doing anything like what he looks normally. And I was like, holy shit, he is the doppelganger. And I never really got to show. Well, I figured I've already showed him once. I mean, he's got a job to do, but every time he walked down the hall, I, hey, Kyle. And yeah, so and I still hadn't. Oh God, it took so long. And then when am I gonna go? Oh, we're waiting for orders. We're waiting for orders. Can I have some apple juice? And I got back. Can I have some apple juice? Can I have some? Banging my head. Yeah. And finally, I have apple juice stashed. I've got 2 things of apple juice stashed, so I don't have to worry about that.
You're waiting for orders. I'm going to DoorDash.
But unfortunately, that was the other thing too. I had apple juice stashed, but when I came to the room, they got all my belongings, and it was like I had my backpack next to me, but I had put them in my jacket. They were in my jacket.
Oh man.
And they had taken my jacket and stuffed it up into this plastic bag. But it was on this, oh, yeah. If I had family, my son came in there and go, oh, what's this? He pulled it out, and there was like a little bed there, a chair that turned into a nice bed, like a half sofa at one, lots of nice chairs in there, but just me. But still, it was just, when am I going to eat? 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 And because I wanted to order, because I didn't take my teeth with me. You're not going to be wearing, and I don't got no teeth. You're not going to be, that's the first thing that comes out of your mouth when you feel like you're going to throw up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because you definitely don't want to go hunting.
I only need them to eat, I only need them to eat, And these it's like the first dentures. These are my second dentures, and these are I need to go in for another adjustment. I don't really like wearing them too much. There's a spot right here that just hurts. I mean, I put them in there and they'll be okay for a while. But if something kind of goes wrong and I try to eat, it hurts even eating. Anyway, I didn't have my teeth, so I wanted to know what I was getting. I mean, not only did I want to eat, I wanted to be picky about it too, I guess. I mean, just bring me applesauce, apple juice. So I managed to get that finally. And so then it was like, come on, when was this? So this is like Wednesday night. Yeah, today's Thursday. So Wednesday night at what time did they finally bring me? 2 a.m. I think.
Thursday night.
Yeah, finally they brought something. So yeah, I kept calling them, and we're waiting for orders. We're waiting for orders. We're waiting for orders. You can have this and that, and then I could have apple juice. I said, well, I had apple. So they finally gave me the little bit of this and that I wanted, and when they finally said, oh yeah, they finally cleared you to eat, and I said, all right, can I? They decided. Luckily they didn't. Oh God, it tasted good. But when they brought it, I was like, I don't have any teeth. They brought me beef tips, green beans.
Oh man.
Oh, I was able to eat the beef tips, no problem. Nice and tender. Oh, cut into little bitty pieces, beef tips. So I had beef tips and some just garlic noodles and green beans, but I couldn't eat the green beans. They weren't canned, so they weren't mushy.
Mm-hmm.
So I couldn't eat them. And I tried, and I tried cutting it into little pieces. And then the others, I was able to eat everything else. And it's nice because when you get your little, when they bring you your tray actually has all the carbs on it. Because I'm sure, they come and they test your blood sugar before dinner. And then
Yeah.
give you your insulin for these crappy little carbs that you're given.
Yeah.
Well, and they don't, because and before I realized that the carbs was printed right on it, I kept on, how good are you at carbs? How many carbs are in you? So I started asking, how many carbs how many carbs in this? I knew what I would give myself because
Yeah.
it's like now I have to control myself because I'm eating and my blood sugar is going to go up. I have to actually enter a bolus and give myself the insulin now. So, for a lot of times, it will the pump makes automatic corrections for me too.
Hmm.
So my blood sugar goes up over 200 and it's up over 200 for very long. It sends me an alarm, beep, 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 beep on all my different alarms.
Yeah.
And then gives me a drip. It drips a little bit of insulin. And
Now,
then,
does the CGM and the pump work together, or
yes,
that is so super
it's
cool?
Bluetooth. It's
That
Bluetooth.
rocks. That
Yeah,
rocks.
it's Bluetooth. Um, yeah, the sensor, you put the sensor in every 10 days and the transmitter every 90 days. And every time you change it, you just break the end off of the sensor and pull the transmitter out. And then put the sensor in and then snap the transmitter into the sensor. And then tell it that you had, there's a bunch of more little things, nitpicky little things that you do with the apps and shit as you're
Yeah.
doing it. And then it takes 2 hours and it syncs up to your system. And then, but it automatically, once the CGM is warmed up, well, then it'll send a little thing, bloop, warmed up, and boom, you got your 5 minute check every 5 minutes. So,
Yeah. That's going to be good for me because it's just my living with chronic pain and stuff like that. Just even just finger sticks and stuff like that. I know it sounds kind of wimpy, but I mean
it gets to be a
it
pain
just
in the ass.
it gets old and your fingertips just get so sore and it's
Oh yeah, terrible. It's like they're scarred. You're scarred. Every
when they
place.
go.
Oh yeah, all those.
Yeah, when they
And
called me and told me this was a program through my insurance and stuff like that, and I kept asking them. I was like, "Well, how much is this going to cost?" Because before and stuff, that the CGM was like going to be $800 or something like that, and I was like, "Ouch!"
well,
They
yeah,
sent
and
it free, and then a Fitbit, and
well,
there's
yeah.
like a couple other apps and stuff too that goes with it.
You know why the insurance is willing to do that now? Because it saves your fucking life.
Mhm.
It saves them a fucking lot of money if you can get
Yeah.
yourself in control.
Hmm.
You know.
That was the biggest thing for me is just getting so tired of sticking my fingers and stuff like
The
that because
CGM is that right there is the number one lifesaver for that shit.
depending on what finger I had with that little pin thing to do the stick and stuff like that, I could never find a happy medium. I was either not going deep enough or just felt like it was going to the bone, and
Yeah, and oh yeah, I know. I've been a diabetic since 1976, 77, sometime in the 70s. Since I don't know.
Yeah, one of the
I
nurses
think I've
says,
been
"Well, you can."
stoned longer than I've been a diabetic, though.
Yeah, one of the nurses says, "Well, you don't have to stick your fingers and stuff like that." She was talking about people sticking their toes and stuff, and I was like, to me, that's worse than a finger and stuff. She said, "Well, you could stick your arm and right
You can
about my
stick yourself
wrist."
anywhere you want.
I I
Any place
stuck
you
myself
can
in the wrist, and I was like, "Oh my gosh!" I don't know what it hit, but I mean, it was kind of like on the side of the wrist, you know. Um,
Yeah, I've used
and it
lots of
was
different little finger sticks too.
that was that was one of those I about said, "Oh sugar," too, again, because again I couldn't find a happy medium of. Um, there was one that we had one time, and it was just like an off-brand Walgreens one, and it was like a preset depth. And I mean that thing, it would hit you, and I mean blood would come out, but you couldn't feel it at all. And I mean that the other one, I mean that
Oh,
I
I
had,
had one.
it felt
I had
like you got
one.
stung by a hornet. I mean,
So finally, I got to eat. So now my battle is going home.
yeah,
Okay, I can eat. I'm ready to go home. When can I go home? So that was the next thing. When can I go home? When can I go home? And I'm in town now, so it's if I don't have a ride, I can get myself home.
yeah,
And so I kind of got in a fight there, and my just a little bit of a fight. But the good nurse that had like set me all up in my room,
hmm,
she was there that now she was back. She was back, and this was when was this? So this was what Wednesday. What's it? Whenever I got my procedure Wednesday, so Wednesday night I finally get to eat. And now I'm like, when do I get to go? Well, sometime I can't remember. I'm kind of getting fuzzy here. But anyway, I started doing. I was able to do that. I said, I can I can leave anytime I want. You know, if I want to leave, I can just get up and go. And she was like, she didn't fight me with that. She went, yeah, you sure can. But when your insurance finds out about it, they might not be as happy about you. You know, they may not cover you. So
yeah,
basically, she pulled that trump card on me, and I got real nice then. I
yeah.
was like, it was like, okay, so yeah, I wanted to leave. So finally, I got to eat. Now I want to leave. I got to eat. I want to leave. When can I go? I was trying to get out of there. My son, he was going to get off at 8. It was like 8 o'clock. That's right. I was saying, can I get out? I want to get out. He could pick me up to midnight. So I was trying to get out Wednesday night. And I was trying to make the argument of, why don't they want me out of here? I mean, they had a hell of a hard time getting a room open for me, and there's people waiting for rooms. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm feeling perfectly fine. Why don't you just get me the hell out of here so you can get it all cleaned up and get someone else in here? That was an argument, and then I did my little play and she told me that. So it's like, okay, well, I guess I'm just going to stay here until they let me go. I want to shower. So yeah, I went and took a nice shower. Oh, I hadn't really gotten up and out and gotten in that shower. And, they had to wrap me all. Oh, I was already reading Jim's book. That's right. Okay. So I'm going to be here. Asked him about the showers. They just call us, let us know. And that was when I settled in. Once I had my big fight with, I'm going to leave. I said, okay, looks like I'm going to be here. And that was when I started reading, and the TVs went out. There was no TV. There was no nothing. And I asked a few people about it, and I was like, oh, I bet there's a lot of people. But these days, everybody's got cell phones, and you have all the entertainment that you need on your cell phone if you really want it. I never used mine that way, but I did a little bit this week. So I settled into that and just kind of settled in and waiting to get my release papers. And oh yeah, and then so this morning, I was able to watch Brad this morning. I was in there this morning, and Brad came on, hung out in there. I think I even had a few little things the doctors come in and do. So it was kind of busy this morning trying to get my discharge papers and stuff, but and when am I gonna get out? And so I had all my little thing about getting the rides and this and that and the other. And when they were doing the shift change, the shift change, there's like whatever the head nurse, there's like a group of people that have been working the floor that night. that come into your room with a group of people. And I guess they do like select rooms and stuff. And then another group of people that come in that are coming on. And she made a point to come in there. Oh, you guys got to check out what this guy's got. So it was like a big thing. And my daughter was on the phone. So I could hear my daughter laughing as they were just like, marbling over my little pump and shit like that. And then, they expedited my discharge too today. Because usually, I had been so long, it was like, they say, okay, you're going to be discharged in an hour. Well, figure 2 to 4 hours. Man, they nailed it. And I called my son up. It was like, when are we going to ride? And, this is right around noon. And I go, well, they say it's going to be at 10:30, but it could be 10:30 to 12. And then the other guy said, yep, we got this, we got that. The doctor came in and he didn't talk to me all that much. Just I almost didn't even know it was the doctor because so many different people involved. I mean, I told what happened this Saturday to the emergency room, like to 5 or 6 different doctors. It seemed like. It's like, okay, here I go with the story. So Doc, if you want to hear the story, it's all on video now. And the timing too. So it's like fighting, the guy comes in there. I got all my stuff ready. I'm all showered. Oh, they fed me. I got bread. So yeah, breakfast. It's like, what the fuck? It's 9 o'clock and they haven't brought me breakfast yet. So finally I say, and I want a menu. I said, I want to be able to. So the lady, so I started bitching to someone that was in there and she gave me a phone and brought me the menu. So I might be on orders or something, find out what's going on. And they should have, and I sit there waiting on the phone. There's a person, so basically I'm on the phone to the cafeteria. So I guess everybody puts in their order. I didn't put in my order, and I get over there and say, what's your name? And you've already, there's one on your way. And so I'm waiting now. So at least I know there's food coming. And then the food comes. Yeah, it's all right. French toast. I mean, I'd seen the menu. I see French toast, pancake. That's carbs. I don't eat French toast and pancakes. I eat oatmeal. I like oatmeal's good. I mean, that's a lot of carbs, but it's not carbs like bread. These carbs are something that sticks in you and does you some good. Mm-hmm. Bread is just crap calories.
Yeah. What do they call them? Like complex carbs or something like that?
Yeah, complex carbs. The more complex, the longer it takes for them to break down. Yeah. So it's like, let's see, oatmeal. I could have an egg. I was thinking about things that I could eat without my teeth. So I could eat the oatmeal, the French toast syrup. I don't like sweet. If I was going to have that, it would have been, and if it, I didn't like, I mean, it was good French toast, but not what I wanted. I couldn't order. I can't choose what I want. So I ate that. Yeah. So they brought me cantaloupe, and you know how cantaloupe is. Like if it's nice and ripe, if it's actually ripe cantaloupe, you can eat it and it tastes good. But they always bring you this shit that is just like this little cube of something with hardly any flavor and really hard. I couldn't eat that. I had to push that to the side, and I have to do my bolus and stuff. And and their carb count isn't quite right.
I eat my cantaloupe a little weird. I'll put salt and pepper on.
Oh yeah, salt makes cantaloupe sweet. I don't know about pepper. I never tried that.
Black pepper gives it a whole new different zing. Not a whole lot.
I'm gonna have to. I do like salt on it. Mm-hmm. Salt on watermelon too is good.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I love salt on watermelon. Just not much. Just a light salt makes it sweeter.
Yeah.
And bacon. They brought me bacon. I got no teeth.
Oh man.
Oh, and it was the good crispy bacon, just like I like it. You
Yeah,
know,
that's
I
me.
mean,
I
I
like
sucked
crispy
on it.
bacon. I
I
don't like
sucked,
that floppy, chewy bacon.
I sucked on that bacon.
Uh,
And I think I even tried to make, because I mean, I mashed stuff. I don't like mash and stuff, but
yeah.
so, but I managed to eat. And I just told them, I said, I can't eat this. Bring me some applesauce. No problem, boss. They didn't say that, but yeah, they were like back right away. They just walked out the door, and 2 minutes later, they had, um, the applesauce for me.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I got to eat breakfast. And, waiting around, waiting. When are they going? And yeah, the one guy says, "Yep, we got the paperwork going. The doctor's doing that." The doctor came and talked to me, and then, okay, they're ready. And then he was just like, "Oh no, you can walk. We're not waiting for the wheelchair because that's one of their protocols. Wheel you
Yeah.
out in a wheelchair, and you don't need that." Because I'd asked him, "Is it?" They always ask, "Do you have a ride?" And I say, "Well, I can take the bus. Can I take the bus?" And they say, "Today you could. If it was yesterday, no." So, but my kids didn't want me to take the bus. So while I'm kind of waiting, trying to figure out when I'm going to go and when I'm going to go home. My daughter, the last call I'd made to her, she was like in a conference and stuff. So she had it on Do Not Disturb. My son was at work in Rio Rancho. I'm in town. He's in Rio Rancho. Um, and not quite sure when. But then when that guy started going, "Yep, we're going to do it," he go, "Oh, yep, okay, well, I'll be on my way." And he like expedited. He said, "All right, just come down." He just walked with me over to the elevator and said, "Let's go down and out that way." And go down the stair, go down the elevator, walk straight down the hall, take a left, and straight on till you're home. Uh, and he texted me, and I got it. And it's like a little bit turned around, and I get to where I hadn't been in the hospital in a long time, and like especially changed it since COVID. So I'm going up where the entrance used to be, and the entrance says no exit. So it's like this weird little hall that kind of comes out a side door in front of the hospital. They have like a big lobby that has all the, but yeah, the exits were on the side of that. And, I get a little text as I'm walking down the hall. I'm about 5 minutes away as I'm coming down there. And it was awesome. As soon as the door opened and I stepped out, he was pulling up. I just
Oh,
walked
that's cool,
right
man.
out of there and got right in the truck and right home. And yeah, it's been a great day.
I'm glad
And
you're back home, man. I hate you had to
oh,
go through all that.
well, I still don't know exactly what. Yeah, I wasn't home. It's been a busy day. I've gotten a lot done today since I've been home. But yeah, been very exciting. And that is what I read. Oh, now the book. I don't want to spoil it. Well, I haven't read far enough to spoil it yet. But I will tell you, when I hit chapter 4, and I'm very impressed with the writing. I mean, I'm very critical of people, and there's a lot of things that and actually, yeah, there's a lot of, I actually won, did I win an award for? No. I got some recognition for some stuff I've written, not an award. So I kind of understand writing, and I'm not I don't read mystery books or like this. I mean, when I was a kid, yeah, I read Hardy Boys. Anybody that ever read a book read Hardy Boys, right? I guess not. If they read, they had read Hardy Boys. If they liked to read, that's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
You're never assigned a Hardy Boys book, but if you like to read, you read Hardy Boys.
I
So,
like a book that draws you in to where when you're reading it, you can just picture it and like you're just there watching, almost like watching a TV show, but it's all made up in your mind and stuff.
oh yeah, yeah, and it's like this has I mean, so I get to a certain part and you're kind of going like, okay, this is much going on, kind of interesting. And then you kind of hit a part where it's like, it's just new shit coming up, twists and turns everywhere, and it's drawn me in, and I'm
Oh, that's cool, man. I
yeah,
can't wait to get it and
yeah,
check it out.
I just started chapter 10 when they started all. Yeah, I'm like a couple of. I'm gonna restart chapter 10 uh, when I get back in. Oh, and I didn't have. I was just I'd like read a chapter and put it down. So I didn't want to dog ear or any other thing. I didn't really have a good bookmark. Uh, my menu is the bookmark now because she dialed up and gave me a menu, and I was just sitting on the phone forever looking at the menu. You can have one entree and two side components. So, but I didn't get to order mine. They brought me bacon. I read a bunch. I got home. Oh yeah. I'm feeling. Oh, and my daughter, she was trying to get me to quit smoking pot. Is the pot do it? No, I think if anything, it's got to be coffee. Yeah, coffee will mess me up more than the weed was. Cause yeah. Oh, here's another thing. When they question me about, they always do, do you smoke? Do you do drugs? Uh, I go, I smoke pot. And I'd never had it broken down like this. Do you smoke flower? Do you smoke concentrates? They don't care if you smoke flower. If you smoke concentrates, they have all kinds of trouble with people that smoke concentrates. So anybody that smokes concentrates, be careful. Concentrates can fuck you up. I understand why people like to do with the wax and the dabs and the concentrates because it gets you higher faster and doesn't have any of the so-called debris or whatever. I mean, I've heard a lot of arguments about it. I have other arguments about there's too many chemical, depending upon the process of them making it wax, there's some shit in there that you don't know about. If it's pressed rosin, I mean, they didn't go into those details, but they didn't care about the flour if you're smoking flour or edibles because they don't really. I mean, edibles maybe, but only because they have people that eat too many. It's real easy to like not overdose, but eat too much and get freaked out, I guess. And dabs like fucks up your lungs. You can. Yeah, the dabs are a little bit. Just an FYI, I don't know if that is it, but they do since they didn't care about the flour, and they did ask about what because I don't. I said, yeah, I did that. I've done some dabs and I don't like them because it makes me cough so much, and I think that's why I have a hernia. I can't think of any other reason I'd have a hernia other than coughing. Extreme fits of coughing. So yeah, concentrates. Be careful with concentrates. I'm not going to say don't do concentrates, but be careful with them. Oh boy, is it still? It's still Thursday. Where I am. You guys are in tomorrow. I'm still in yesterday.
We're in the future here on the east side.
Well, I think I finally talked myself out. I mean, I made it all the way home, and since I've been home, I cleaned up a toxic wasteland in my upstairs bathroom. Oh yeah, that was priority. I did that. Well, I didn't actually clean it up first. I kind of I did just a little bit of maintenance so it wouldn't make me puke just walking in that area.
Stand at the door and throw the cleaner to it.
Wow. And then take care of the plants. take care of the plants, because they were all droopy. And actually, I'll just put that in the video, my grow video. I'll just talk about why they look the way they are and how much weed I got. And so I'll just put all that stuff. I think I'm talked out.
Yeah. Well, I'm so glad you're back home, man, and that you're doing better. And I hope they can find out what's going on and
I
keep it from
think I'm going to
happening
be
again.
fine.
Yeah.
And well, there's always some sort of treatment. I mean,
Yeah. We'll definitely be sending out the prayers, positive vibes, energy, healing waves, you name it, to cover all the bases, buddy.
Mm-hmm. That's the way you do it. That's the way you do it. Okay. Well, anybody that's watching this on the flip side, I hope you learned something and had some laughs. Do I have any sort of cool little video in my little arsenal here to exit on? I want to exit on this because this is just such a fucking cool. Oh, we watched a lot of that though. So. Oh, wait a minute.
That's neat how they painted that stuff in the park too.
Oh yeah, here we go.
Oh, if I tried skating, I'd break my neck.
I tried. I just tried standing on it that day.
Yeah.
I just tried standing on it.
My knees aren't what they used to be. I skated some and stuff, but I mostly rollerbladed and things like that. So it was kind of in the area where we're at. It was frowned upon less. You know how some people can be about skateboards and stuff like that. So. And we didn't really have any shops or anything around here to get skateboards and stuff. It was just like going to Kmart or Walmart, and they had rollerblades and stuff in there. So that's what we got.
All right. Well, thank you guys for hanging out. I'm going to end this broadcast, and you guys have a great evening. And don't let some idiot in the, well, I'm sorry. Don't let the staff that's trying to follow protocol force you into doing something that you don't want to do. You do not have to do anything that they tell you to do, but it gets documented. Just make sure you have a good reason why to refuse what they're doing. Yeah, try and understand whatever it is, but yeah. That's it. And you are supposed to be part of the treatment. Part of the treatment. Try to figure out just exactly what, All I know is that I managed to get through there, and, you got to make the best of things. I met Kyle Mooney. Oh, yeah. Bye, guys.
Everybody have a good one.
Did it end? Oh, that's how you do it.